Welcome to Papa Junk Shop. Well, got the new batteries for the camper, lithium iron phosphate, and of course they don't fit the battery boxes that are on the camper. Currently I have two lead acid deep cycle batteries, and they're like going on 5 years old, and they're starting to get tired. Even though I always kept them on a maintainer and everything, they just don't work as well as the lithium iron phosphate for deep cycle. So I'm going to make a metal box for them. I've got it laid out. You probably can't see the lines, but they will just fit in the area provided on the camper. I'll have about a ½ inch of space left. So I've got it laid out. It's 24.5 wide, 7.5 or long, I guess you'd say, and 7.5 wide, 10.5 inches high. So I'm going to cut this out, then I'll take it in on the sheet metal brake, bend it, and then I will have to make a top. And if I have a piano hinge, we'll put a piano hinge on the top, and then figure out how my wires are going to enter it. So at this point we're just going to get the bottom of the box created and go from there. So got my antique Stanley electric tin chairs ready to go here. I'm going to give her a little carving up here. Alrighty, now I got a cut here and here, and a little notch out of there on all four corners. I'm not going to bore you with that. And then we can do some bending. Okay, I got it cut out. Hopefully it makes a little more sense now. If you can see it, there's a line here. That's just going to get folded right completely over on each one of these, and that'll be the top edge folded over. And then the next move will be to bend along this line, which will bring these sides up, and this will be the part that overlaps to attach to the sides. So if I did it right, this should just fit in my bender this way, and then once that's done, then the other way should fit. So I shouldn't have to do, I should be able to do it all on the bender, I hope. If not, we'll have to improvise. So I'm going to attempt to get you set up near the bender. I don't have a lot of space there, but I'll give it a try. Okay, here we go. We're gonna give her a shot. Let's say we don't have a lot of space here. Put down here because the handle I need is down there. This is the top edge that we're folding over first. You guys should have some gloves on when he's working with this, but there is some sharp edges. So that's as far as I can go there. And I think I'll do that by hand. Let's get one of those long ones. Okay. Right there. Lock her down. Okay, I'm going to get the other two sides and get it folded down, and I'll be back, do the rest of it. Okay, I'm back. I got them folded over, so we got double thickness around the top edge. Fingers crossed that this is going to fit in there. Crapping away, but I do, just by nature, I guess. Okay, so looks like about right there's gonna be, should be able to, won't be sides that I folded over. Right there, lock her down. To a 90. Almost there. Alright, get her locked down. Okay, this should be our final bend. If it isn't too high for there, which just might be. Looks like just a whisker, but I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I can get at least a line broke across there. But first I gotta figure out which, I'm gonna take a finger out or move a finger here. Let's see. If I take this one out. Just throw this low one in at the end. Better not Wish my luck. All right. Well, it may not be doable on here. Let's see. If I put it all the way, can I get it? Well, if I didn't have all that crap in the way. Makes a good place to throw stuff till you want to use it, huh? Okay, so I'm not going to be able to clamp it down because them sides are just a little bit too high, but you may be able to get a line broke across there so that something's holding me up here. Okay, so that's right on the line. And I'm going to make sure that these are on the inside when I move the handle up. Now, I thought maybe we could get enough to get a little crease in it, but well, we did get just a little, so we'll have to go with the angler and then the vise deal. And the reason for that is because if I would have made these a little bit smaller, it would have fit underneath there, and then we could have folded it. But I wanted to have enough material on there that I could get a good grip on that side. So we'll do her the hard way. All bent up. My one steel table was 24 inches, so it fit over the edge of that. And with a rubber mallet and a board and a little bit of persuading, she bent okay. So now got to get these sides attached here. Probably just going to use some rivets. This is where I wish I hadn't got rid of my spot welder, but I did. So, and once we get that done, we'll see if we can figure out how to make a top for it. Okay, got the two sections of hinge mounted, and I got thinking these batteries are pretty pricey, and of course when we're going with a camper you never know what kind of people you're going to be around, so I figured I better put a hasp on it so we can lock her up. So, see if the battery fits. And the room for number 2 right there. This is the halfway point, so they're just going to fit in there. But we don't know if it fits on the camper yet, so that'll be next. Go check that out. Okay, here we are out at the camper. So I just brought the camper around. I guess you might say I have to summarize it. I mean, you winterize it, so when you unwinterize it, you're summarizing it, right? So let's get this propane off of here. Okay, and top off of these. So there's what? A couple bolts in the bottom of each of these battery boxes. And they got the propane hose going right through the middle between the batteries. So that's going to have to be redone, because it's not going to go through the middle of my battery box. So we'll have to figure that one out. And then this one, the wires are all over on this side. So I got some welding cable going to the inverters, and this is the original camper wires for the charger and stuff. And these are my jumper cables with 2 batteries. So we'll get a socket set, we'll get them out of there, and figure out what to do with that propane hose. I'll be back as soon as I get some tools. Got the battery boxes out of there. See how I make out with a propane hose. Probably should have brought a wrench to back this up, but I didn't. Nope, it's gonna go. Oh. One propane tank was on all winter long. Hopefully everything's good, because she's still got propane in her. Alright, so let's get these wires out of here. Okay, let's see. This is gonna fit. Yep, just makes it. We've got clearance for these wires here yet. I think I'm going to put it on there that way, so that the wind blowing, of course if I have a lock on there, won't make any difference, but I'm going to want my wires to come in, oh, on the side or here. That'll be determined later. So I can't fasten it down to the angle iron the way the other one was, because I don't know if you can see in there or not, but this is recessed down here where them bolts were. If I just put bolts in there, mine's not recessed, so it could wear a hole through the bottom of the battery. I guess I could take a piece of plywood or something and make a bottom for it, because I do have enough height. I could go down through just like they did. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll find a piece of plywood that's the right height for the screw heads. Looks like about 3/8 of an inch. Okay, I think that's the plan. Okay, made this board. Drilled some holes in there where the bolts are going to go. And they'll set just about like that, so there's clearance, so the battery won't rub on anything. And it fits in there just fine, and it fits inside the battery box. So I think the next thing to do is I'm going to get the battery box painted. Once the paint's dry, I can get it mounted on there, and then figure out the spot to get the wires into the box. So gonna go do some painting. Well, I mentioned I was gonna paint. So the camper is black and white. The trim is all black. The propane cover thing is black. And so I was going to paint the battery box black, but I got to thinking, that black and the sunshine probably is not going to be good for them batteries. So, I mean, a lot of the camper's white too, most of it as a matter of fact, so I think it's going to be white. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Well, we got one battery stuck in the box, the other one's in there charging. So I wanted to get some stuff checked out on the camper, but I got the wires all in. These are the original camper wires. I think they're number 6. And these are the ones that go to my inverter. They're number 2 Lincoln welding cable. And my inverter's mounted right there on the other side of this. So there's about maybe 4 feet of cable. Put rubber grommets around each one of them. These I had to put soap on to get them to slide through. They were that tight. So get the other battery in and get them paralleled. Get the inverter cables hooked in. We'll give her a test run. Got both the batteries in there and wired up. I got the negative group on one here and the positive group of cables on the other battery, and then the 2 tying them together. So that's all done, and I did a little test run. I run the microwave and turned everything on inside. Everything seemed to work well. Voltage didn't drop like it did on the old lead acid ones. The microwave was our biggest thing, and the coffee pot doesn't even phase it. And I put this controller in there. I didn't need this one anymore for the house system, so it's an MPPT 30 amp, and it's all charged and sitting at 13.4. And I left the original charger, which is mounted in the fuse panel here, and it seems to get along good. It goes to 13.6 and stops. So everything seems to get along all right. We very seldom do any camping where we're plugged in, so it's not going to be an issue anyways. The solar does most of the charging, and I also tried it with a generator running this, and it worked fine. And I also have that 20 amp charger that I showed in 2 videos ago. I have that with me, which I can plug into a generator in case we need to also, and it works fine on the generator. It holds nice and steady. So I think we're all set for our first camping trip with our new batteries. So I will let you know how we make out after we experience it for, it's probably gonna be about 4 days, I think. So, and where we're going, there's no electric, so I guess we'll call this one a video for now. And if you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do. As usual, thanks for watching. Enjoy your comments and suggestions. Quite often they're helpful. So if you have any, let me know. And thanks for watching. See you next time.